Hey everybody, Jim Malone here at Dallas Trading Floor. It is a Monday. It is August 31st. It is the split day for both Apple and for Tesla. So that's pretty exciting. And market continues to move up. It is just incredible, what we're seeing. So just amazing that we're seeing so much power in the market. So I don't know where this is going to quit. I was expecting a little bit more of a pullback on Tesla this morning. I was ready. I jumped in right almost at the open after it pulled back to about 455, and then I was buying at 455, 460, and 467. So I've been buying all the way up. It looks as if it might hit. It looks like it might even hit 500 today by the close. I'm not sure. It seems like it's defying gravity. So if you get in it, be careful. Set your stop losses up pretty tight. I would set them tighter than usual because it can pull back, but it just hasn't. And again, as I say, I moved in very strongly, 3 full positions and then 2 full positions in the small portfolio. And by the way, that is available at www.Dallas Trading Floor, so you can see that. And it's up there. So so let's get into the slides. Just review them really quick before we get into questions on how I'm trading Tesla. But here we go. I mean, the market direction is up. It is up, and the Nasdaq is currently at $11,822.40. And that's just a few minutes ago. It's up 1%, which is amazing considering this is the 8th up day on the Nasdaq. So there's got to be a pullback sometime. It's defying gravity. But we have had a very strong session today, and maybe we have a new something new going on here. Apple has not been up quite as much, but it's still at about the 130 level, so that's just a tremendous. Now remember, these are split adjusted, so obviously on Friday they were trading at a much higher rate. Tesla was trading, was up in the $2,100 range. It pulled back a little bit, but and Apple was basically almost it was a little bit of a 500. So it split 4 for 1. So we have these two really mega splits. Now, by the way, I did put out a trade alert on Microsoft. I was suspecting on Saturday, I was suspecting a deal to be announced on Monday on TikTok with the Walmart TikTok Microsoft deal, but apparently they have run into some kind of snag with the regulators in China. So, who knows what's going to happen there, but definitely put this one on deck. If there's a go on this, I think it's going to be huge, and I think you need to be ready on this one because I think that we could see a very, very, very nice move on this as well. But I canceled my orders on that, just kind of waiting to see just how it was going to trade. So, that's basically that's basically it. So, but get your powder ready because we might have another opportunity there, on Microsoft, and of course a small portfolio is in that too. So there you go. Now here is the spider. Now the spider is huge. I was told, I've been always quoting to you that's 220 billion. Well, I think it's more than that. I think it's in the trillions of dollars. Many people have their entire retirement in here. It is doing incredible. It's at 350. Man, I thought that 275 was good. 350 is phenomenal. It was 340 basically at the beginning of the coronavirus thing. And so, here you go. I mean, the money keeps to still be going into the spider. So it is not time to be short. The volume's down a little bit, but man, this is a very, very, very strong considering it's been up 8 of the last 8 days. So, how much longer it can go? I don't know. 9 days would be absolutely phenomenal. Would be absolutely phenomenal. I do think I am expecting a little bit of a pullback, but again, it's just one of those things where it's been huge. So that's the only way I can really describe it. The Invesco QQQ, this is the Nasdaq 100. Basically, all the good stuff's in this. You've got Apple, you've got Microsoft, you've got now Tesla is not in this, by the way. This may, I'm sorry, Tesla is in the Qs, but not in the S&P. I misspoke myself. But this is just tremendous too. This is 296. I mean, we could see 300 on the QQQ. This would be phenomenal. It's up $3.64 today, or 1.21%. I mean, just less in the last 10 days, this thing has been up tremendously. I do expect that we're going to see some kind of pullback, but not now. At least it doesn't look like we're going to have a pullback into the close. I just want to show you the very, very strong chart on Tesla. It was taken just a few minutes ago, 494.96. Now it may be up it was up $52, and this is on the split adjusted basis. So if this was on the old price, this would have been up. This would have been up more than $250, if you can believe that, on Tesla. Tesla just doesn't seem to be running out of gas, and again, it moved so quickly this morning. I had to buy 3 full positions, basically within the first 45 minutes of trading, which I normally don't do, but it's just been so powerful that there's just no way you can deny it. By the way, for everyone looking on TikTok, I'm simulcasting this on Facebook, on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. I'm also on Periscope at pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. So if you kind of want to see kind of what's going on here, and let's take a look at some of the questions. We have a question here, Tradesman and Trading, I like that. Tesla puts. Well, I wouldn't be right now. I wouldn't be into puts. I mean, I until this thing settles down, I think you've got to be super duper careful when it's coming to any kind of option action on Tesla. If you're gonna buy a call, you need to make sure if you're gonna buy a call, that's great, but make sure that if you're seeing profits in it, just make sure it doesn't pull back on you where you can lose money. But it's just been powerful, so just can't. You just can't deny it. Literally cannot deny the power of Tesla. So, it's just an amazing thing. All right, so let's look at TikTok. And by the way, I think hopefully we'll have we'll know about the TikTok deal this week. Tesla had a great day. Glad I took the split. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I was out, for full disclosure, I was out of the split. I was waiting for the open. It started to pull back, and then boom, I was in it. I'm glad that for the people that got the split, I think it's fantastic. I typically like, on a big event like this, I typically like to take my chips off the table, wait for the trade action to happen, and then I'm usually on the other side. I'm glad I was on this one, but man, there just wasn't much of a pullback at all on Tesla. Normally, when it goes through a split, there's a pullback. Usually it's the first 2 or 3 days at least, sometimes a week. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen on Tesla. It pulled back literally only $40 when I bought it from its high, and that's amazing. I was out last week, and then this morning it did pull back to 455, but it's 495 right now, so it may go over 500 by the close. So it's just incredible action on that as well. So it's interesting. Is the market overvalued? You thought it was on a bolt. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it is overvalued, but here's the problem. There's all this money sloshing around in the market. It's really nowhere to go. And, you can't put it in bonds or anything like that. And if you put it in a bank account, you get no interest. So, where is it going to go? It's going to go into a lot of people are, getting unemployment checks right now. They're making more than they would have made working. It's kind of amazing. And so what are they doing? Well, they're putting it in Tesla, which makes sense, but it's pushing it up a lot. So is it overvalued? Probably, but, the question is, what's overvalued, what's undervalued? I don't know. It's really what a willing buyer is willing to pay. That's what the value is at any time. So it does fluctuate, but wow, it is just incredible. Jim, what do you think about Trex? Well, let's take a look at Trex. I want to see if I can give you an idea on Trex. Let me just pull this up, and we will see in just a second on Trex. Trex. And there we go. Go in. TREX is the symbol for Trex. So this is interesting. It makes, okay, this is I've had this one on here. We seem to be in a consolidation. It's at 150.11, so let me show you that chart on that one. I really do think this is a good stock. It's moved very nicely. It's up just slightly today, 0.72, which is good. It's in a consolidation. It looks as if it's potentially going to go higher at this level, but right now it's in a consolidation period. It's up from the buy point. I think the buy point, I'll just build back here. The buy point 132.84. So that is the buy point on Trex. It's looking very, very good, actually. Trex is looking very nice, moving up moving up there along, and it's in it's in an area that I think is really good. They've got a lot things that building supplies, especially do-it-yourself, are doing extremely well right now, and I think that's going to continue. That's just going to continue. So I do think it's buy. Is Tesla still a buy, or wait a couple days? I don't know. I want to see how Tesla is trading tomorrow. I want to see if there's any pullback on it. If it may continue to go straight up. I don't know. This is very unusual. It should have pulled back more than this. It did pull back initially at the open, as I was suspecting, but it went right up from there. So. It may be a buy. I mean, I think it could easily go over. It's 297.63. It probably will pull back a little bit before it goes over 500, but I do think this is moving up, and I think there's a lot of demand for this issue, more than I was expecting. I think it's a little bit stronger than even I was expecting it would be. I mean, it did pull back at the open, but that was it. I mean, it literally only pulled back for about 45 minutes. So just amazing in terms of its power. So I just want to show you the live chart on Tesla. And as you can see, I mean, let's just look at the 15-minute chart to see kind of how, and look at this thing. I mean, literally at the open here, I mean, we did have a lot of selling. I mean, look at this. There's a lot of selling. There's day traders that are selling it. But on the open, basically what happened is that there was just a momentary pullback. And this is kind of, and then boom, it went up. And then there was another little pullback right about 455. So, and then it's just moved up since then. So it seems like it's seeing a level at about 485. That's where I have some stop losses set. Who can say? It's just incredibly powerful. On a split adjusted basis, it's up $54, which if it wasn't split adjusted, that would mean $250, which is just unfriggin' believable. Pardon my French on that, but it's just amazing. I'm glad I was able to move back into it myself. Good time to buy Zoom. Let's take a look at Zoom. I like Zoom because of the COVID thing and everything, but I would have thought it would have gotten a lot more competition than it did, but there's some huge buying activity on Zoom right now. Let me just kind of show you the chart. This is the 15-minute chart, and we're just about at the end of the day today, and there's just been some huge volume into this stock. So it looks as if we're going to see this thing go higher. I mean, it looks like a flag. I just don't know where these people are coming from, but it does look like it's going to go higher. Zoom is looking very strong, and I want to watch this one as well. See if there's potentially a learn on this one as well, because this is this is very strong, and the 15-minute chart is showing conclusively. Yeah, there was a huge buy just made just a minute or two ago. Huge buy on the 15-minute chart. Let's see if I can go down to the 5-minute chart. Yeah, okay. It looks as if, there's very strong buying of this issue right now, and it looks like it's settled about settled about 317 is about where it's settled. So just very, very strong again. I mean, who would have imagined that a company like Zoom would be at 317? I don't know. I think I think we got to be careful right now, because 8 days up, there's craziness going on. I just don't know. I can see a pullback coming. Set your stop losses very tight. I wouldn't set them at 7%. I'd more look 5 or maybe even 4% right now, because I do think we're going to see a pullback. but at least not right now. So there you go. Next question. Is Microsoft in the buy zone? Here's the thing. I put out 2 trade alerts on Microsoft over the weekend, one on Saturday and then one this morning. And this is really having to do with the TikTok Walmart buy. And that is, it looks as if they were going to close the deal this week, but there's some issues with China. So we just don't know if they're going to be able to close that or not. But looking at the chart, it is pulling back slightly, and I want to show you that at the close. It looks like it is pulling back slightly at the close. It's down about $2.76. So, I didn't pull the trigger on this one for the small portfolio today, but I may be back in this if the deal consummates, which it very well may, because because of what's going on. Let's see if I can give you a good idea on. Let's see if I can show you on this small portfolio right away, that I can show you that. So let's see if I could do that here. Okay. Well, it looks like I can't do that right at the moment. So maybe I can show it on here. Okay, I can't do it. By the way, if you're interested in the small portfolio and getting a link to the small portfolio, it's super easy. All you have to do is go to Dallas Trading Floor, and I did do a little bit of a rearrangement, Dallas Trading Floor, and that will put you on there's 2 sign-up boxes. One is the action trade alerts, and that's exactly as I'm trading. And again, I've had 2 on Microsoft, and of course I've had some on Tesla, but this one is also for the link to the small portfolio, and that's just have to go to www.dallastradingfloor.com to get that. For everybody that's looking at me on TikTok, super duper easy to get on the action trade alerts. All you have to do is go to my bio, hit the link. You'll be taken right to the page for sign up for the action trade alerts. And of course, it's all free, so it's a good way to go on that as well. So that's kind of fun, and you see how I'm trading. And also, you can also sign up at www.dallastradingfloor for the trade alerts, as well as the link to the small portfolio, and see exactly as I'm trading, and the watch list, which is really critical to getting in on the right things. We've just had so much news as of late. It's just it's amazing in terms of the amount of stuff that's coming down the line. Okay, let's see. Resident, you mentioned it last week, and it's up today. Yeah, Resident. We have a great intern here, Mervin. He's really good on the 5G. We're gonna start doing a lot more activity on 5G stocks, because we're coming into an extremely interesting period right now of where the 5Gs are going to be very good to trade. And basically what's happening is that on the 21st of September or the 22nd, not sure exactly, Apple is going to be introducing its new iPhone. And the technology's been around, but it's just getting the network up to snuff that's been the big deal. And Resonant is an interesting one because it's very important to this whole ecosystem. So there's just a number of really cool stocks on there that I think that that might be right in the zone to make the money. And of course, I mean Tesla speaks for itself, but Tesla is not the only super stock that's out there. There's some of these 5G stocks that are just going to be life changing, and they could move up very much into the close of the year. So we're going to be really concentrating on those 5G stocks, and hopefully we'll get them out there to you so that you can hopefully profit from them. I definitely know that I'm going to be in them. Stocks like Qorvo, stocks like Qualcomm, and this Resonant, and so there's some other good ones out there, and we're going to try to put them out there so that you'll make you can make your decision. All right, so let's see on okay. Your advice on Tesla last week. Okay, well it's always not right. Tesla will pull back eventually. I think it will pull back, but right now what I'm doing is I'm in it, and I'm setting my stop loss up. So if it pulls back, I'll be sold out, and I'll be back in again. I sold half at 745, and now it's 500. Okay, well, it may pull back, but there is, the exact time. It's always tough to gauge these, but it did pull back this morning. So, I just expected it to pull back more and over a longer period of time. But there was a pullback, and I think a lot of Robinhood traders jumped in there. I definitely did as well. So there you go. Okay, so what's happening to AT&T? Well, here's the problem with AT&T. AT&T has a president. His name is John Stankey. He's been there for like ever, and he's the successor to I can't remember who was but they are going to basically do something with they're gonna do something with DirecTV. I don't know. They're probably going to lose some more money. They're experts at that. Here you go. Here's the chart on AT&T, and this is really not a buyable chart. This shows you the chart not to buy. The last buy point on this was back in September of last year, basically at $39.70, and now it's $29.90. So this is one of the most widely held stocks in the world. They have a big debt load, and as you can see, it is in a downward trend. So I wouldn't be buying this one, even though it's hugging the 50-day average. The relative strength on this is 23. There was some buying today. I just don't think this is worth it. If you have to be in a big telecom, Verizon is really the one to be in, not AT&T, unfortunately. And by the way, for everybody that is a bottom fisher, GE just got a downgrade. The analysts on GE got rid of all guidance. They said they can't guide on GE anymore. It's just too difficult. So it's really kind of a, I hope that this is the problem with the weak some of the weak stocks. They're just not they're not good. Okay, did AKAM hit a buy point today? Let's see if it did. AKAM, and that is Akamai. Yeah, you know what? It did. It absolutely did. The buy point on that 116.39. So let me put that one up there. It did absolutely hit a buy point today. It's just barely over it, but the buy point is for AKM. AKAM buy point is equal to, let's see, it is 116. Okay. Yeah, 116.39. So it just passed the buy point on that. So that's very interesting. Is 116.39, 116.39. So I'm going to put that out there to everyone. By the way, if you're looking on TikTok and you want to see the charts and also the chat that's going on, that's available on YouTube. It's super easy. All you have to do is go over to www.youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, and you'll be able to see the charts and the chat as they go forward. So there you go. Basically, T is a troubled company, unfortunately. Everybody, it used to be called the phone company, but it's really not the company you want to invest in. This is the chart for telephone, or T, AT&T Incorporated. It's the most indebted company in the world, and just any little bit of disruption in their cash flow and they're in trouble. They're obviously down. The last buy point was last year, and it basically has been going down ever since. The last point was 39.70. It was 41 weeks ago, and it's downward. It's downward motion. There may be something to buy here, but I just wouldn't be in it. They just went through their earnings. They were a little bit off. They were down 7%. A lot of these legacy companies with these big dividends are having trouble. Exxon is going to be cutting its dividends, so this is something to watch. There's also a generational change going on in the Dow. You have companies like Salesforce coming into the Dow, and Amgen, which is amazing. And you have industrial companies. There hasn't been a car company in the Dow for 10 years since the bankruptcy of General Motors. So it is interesting. There's a lot of change going on right now. Okay, Marion. If Walmart and Microsoft acquired TikTok, what impact does it have on Amazon and Facebook? Who knows? I do think, obviously the company that would really like to acquire TikTok is Facebook, but they can't because of antitrust. And Amazon, I don't know. I don't know if it would be for Amazon as well, but I just think this whole space is growing, and they're all super great, excellent companies. The one that could really the company that could benefit the most, in my opinion, from an acquisition of TikTok would be Facebook, which would then kill the company. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think it's going to be acquired by something, but it's a high stake poker game between the U.S. and China, because China has now thrown a monkey wrench in it, and it looks as if they're going to require some export licenses and all kinds of stuff. It's funny. It's the kettle calling. It's really it's the fuse on the other foot. They're now talking about infringements and all that kind of stuff, when that's basically how the economy has been built in China for the last 30 years. So it's very interesting to see now that they're a leader, that things are good, things are different. So hopefully that works out. Should we hold physical gold or gold miners, Jim? Ray Dalio has 50% in gold. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't recommend physical gold, and the reason I don't is because it's not really fungible. But I do like the gold miners. I really do. I think right now the gold miners are in a good position, not because they have gold, but because other people think that gold is valuable, physical gold, and they provide that. So they're in the business of selling gold. I like that business. The one I like is Kirkland Lakes. I continue to. It's off a little bit today, about 18 cents. I want to show you the chart on this one. This is the one I think you might want to consider. This is a Canadian gold mining firm, but it's very strong, and they have very good mines both in Canada as well as Australia. And the great thing about Kirkland Lakes is that everywhere they have gold mines are politically just much more stable than like South Africa and Zimbabwe. So I do really like Kirkland Lake. So if you want, I don't recommend physical gold. I know they advertise it a lot on on a lot of these shows, but I don't think physical gold is going to do you anything good. But selling gold, that's another thing altogether. I think that's good business, and so yeah, I mean, that's a good business. And Ray Dalio is a very smart guy. So I certainly don't have I don't have any information that he doesn't have. Remember, I am the total non-insider. Now, the advantage of GLD, and I want to show you this one, is that it's the Spider Gold shares. The advantage of the GLD is the fact that it holds basically the whole sector, and this is a great way to play it. Gold, unfortunately, is something where some of the companies are good, some of the companies aren't so good. So if you happen to have one that has some political issues or in the countries that they're in, that could be a problem. This is a great way to hold it. It's the Spider Gold Shares GLD, and I can see why Ray Dalio has 15% in this. It just makes sense to me. This you're not going to make a lot of money on this, but this is an excellent hedge. So remember, gold really isn't a way that you're going to make a lot of the increases like you're going to make with some of the tech stocks, but it's a great hedge, and I don't think it's going to go down that much in value. So I think it's a great hedge on that. What's your take on Apple? Well, I did go into Apple today with a little bit of a position, not as much as as I thought I was based on where things are running, but it's definitely something that that I do like. So let's take a look quickly at Apple and see how it's trading towards the end of the day here. And it is the other big split stock. This Apple has split before, Tesla never before, so it's still really stellar. And I do think that the 130 level, that may be a base for it. I don't know. They're at 129. It seems to get a little bit of resistance, but let's look at that 5-minute chart to see how it's, yeah, okay, so there's a bit of selling towards the end of the day. We just have a few minutes left before the bell, but there is some selling at the bell. It looks like it's trading between 130 and 129. So I have an order in at 125. I'm not going to get filled. It doesn't look like another order in there, but I'm not going to get filled at that level. So we'll see how it trades tomorrow. I think it might be trading off a little bit tomorrow. I would suspect that. Now with Tesla, not so much. It's just been so powerful that I don't know if it's going to trade down. I want to pick up some more Apple, but I want to get it pulled back to about the 125 level. So hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. I do think that I do think that Apple is likely to trade down a little bit, but it's just this has been a crazily strong market, so I can't say. But I do think that it based on the 5-minute chart that I'm looking at, it looks like it's pulling back a little bit at the end of the day, but you can't tell exactly on that. But it does look like it's pulling back a little bit. So I think Apple may. I just put my toe in the water with Apple today. Didn't buy very, very much at all. But I want to buy it. But I want to buy it about the 125 level. So that's sort of where I'm at on Apple. All right. So what do you think about Intel hit hard today? Interesting. Not surprised, because Intel unfortunately is losing its mojo to firms like NVIDIA. Intel is a Dow component. It's a tremendous company. INTC is, has been, because of the situation with processors and Windows has been the stock forever. But the times are a changing, and NVIDIA looks like they're going to acquire ARM, which is what the iPhone, at least the last generation iPhone, used. One of the great things about the ARM processor is that it's fully compatible with Linux, of course, and Apple uses a sort of a Unix Linux variant, so it can be run on that kind of a platform, and it is much low power. So that's a very good thing. Yeah, take a look at this. Yeah, it got spanked here. There's no question. Basically, at the beginning of the month, there was a lot of selling. So it looks as if, and I'm looking at this chart here, it looks as if there is a major sell-off by institutions on Intel. And it's really interesting, but that's the way it looks. So let me just show you the chart really quickly. The reason I say that is because you can see this very large down bar here. On earnings, it basically collapsed. It looks like, even though their earnings were up. Now this is why everybody, it's so important when there's a major event. Basically, I typically don't like to hold stocks through a major event like a stock split or an earnings call, because sometimes they collapse, and it definitely happened here with Intel. It moved from basically the 65 level down to about 50 level very quickly. So I don't know. There is strength. Are people buying this? It looks like it may be marching up again. Many times the best time to buy is on pullback to the 50-day moving average, but this pulled back beyond the 50-day moving average. So until it gets to the 50-day, which is basically 52. I don't know if I would be in Intel at this time. It's still a quality company. It's just that technically I just don't like the chart as much as I did. But let's look at, and I think a lot of this has to do with money moving into NVIDIA from Intel. So let's look at that NVIDIA chart. The NVIDIA chart is stellar, 534. This is more now, NVIDIA is now more valuable than Intel, which for years was the king of the hill. So it looks as if NVIDIA, is pretty unstoppable. Again, they're going to make that bid for ARM, so it looks like they may actually be going higher as well. So, there's nothing really I like. There's not a pattern that I could like to buy off of here, but the buying here is very strong. There's lots of volume. And if there's at least a little pullback to this 50-day moving average, it's probably a buy for NVIDIA. It's up $9.07 today, so incredible on NVIDIA. So there's just this is a really interesting market. I mean, the winners, the super winners are winning big, and everybody else, well, they're sharing, but not the same. It's just not a broad rally. It's in a few names, and so it's important that you have exposure to some of these big names. because that just seems the way it's in. Would you put stop losses in? Yes, absolutely, and I did. I always put in stop losses. My general rule of thumb is 7% below, but in the case with Tesla, I'm moving it a lot tighter than that. I'm putting them in at about 4%. So that's a very, very good question on Tesla, because this can pull back. It's not going to go straight up, though it seems like it's been going straight up. But it's not likely to go straight up. Continue to go straight up, anyways. So there you go. Wait for Tesla to pull back. Yeah, you know what? I feel bad about this. I do think that we may see a little bit more of a pullback, but the pullback on Tesla this morning was so quick. It did pull back about 40 down to 455. I do think it may pull back a little bit tomorrow morning, but I think it's going above 500. And I normally don't say that because, normally I don't like to hold things through a major event because things can happen. But Tesla has just, not only has it proven the critics wrong, but even I am amazed and I'm a Tesla bull too. I'm amazed at the power of this stock. I've rarely ever seen one like this before. Now, again, we're up 8 of 8 days on the NASDAQ. So, there's going to be a pullback. The question is when. I don't know when exactly. I do think it's going to happen, and it may happen tomorrow or next day. I don't know, because I do think that, there was a lot of pent-up demand for the split shares. Now, the question is, can it continue to sell at this level into tomorrow? I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to sell part of their splits, but, I just don't know. I'm setting one thing I'm doing right now is I'm setting my stop losses up. My stop losses are set on Tesla right now at 485. That may be a little bit too aggressive, but I don't know. I was buying today in the 455 level, and so I want to be protected if there's a snapback. But right now, it's powerful. So hard to say. Now on Apple, I haven't been buying as much Apple as I would have liked to have. I just didn't get the right price. I think Apple may snap back to about the 125 level, but I don't think it's going to be there for all that long. I do think it's going to be a 170 stock probably by the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere as powerful in terms of its upward momentum as Tesla. But remember, Apple is a much bigger company and split several times before, so this is the first time that Tesla is split. So that's part of the reason I think we're getting so much action on it. So there's just a lot of people that want to be in it, and I understand. Thoughts on OTRK? Let's see if I can take a look at OTRK real quick and see what has happening there. OTRK, and there we go. Okay, this is in data analytics company, so that's a great space to be in. The chart just looks stellar. What can I say? It looks like we've had a little bit of a pullback there. It looks like a little bit of consolidation at 72.98, but it's just amazing to find so many good charts, and I really appreciate this. This is a really good, this is a really good look. But the way it's trading, it looks on the daily chart. It looks like there's a little bit of consolidation. Let's see how it traded on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's pulled back right at the close, but basically an up day for this. So very, very strong. I don't see a buy point right away on this one, but this is the kind of stock that's so powerful. The last pivot on this one was 32.55, basically almost half of what it's at now, 72.95. So the only way I can really see buying this one is if there's a pullback to the 50-day moving average, which right now is just below $50. So I just don't see it pulling back that far. But that's really about the only way you could buy this one is on a pullback to the 50 days. This is a very strong stock. It's got a 99 relative strength. Wow, it doesn't get any better than that. So, even if you were to go into it now, you probably wouldn't be burned on this one. I would just, if I did go in this one, basically the fact that we're not coming off a base and it's not pulling back to the 50-day, I would be much more careful about my stop loss, setting it much tighter, maybe at 5% instead of 7%, just because when you don't have a base pattern and you're buying it just basically off of like a channel, then you have to be a little bit more aggressive on your stop losses because it can pull back on you. I would be a little bit more comfortable buying at a buy point, but you may not be able to buy this one at the buy point. This is a tremendous stock on track. So, it's just it's another it's another great one that you're bringing up, and I'm going to put it on my watch list because I think it's pretty excellent there as well. Danatrace. Okay, this is right now at basically a Danatrace looks like it is in it's just at a buy point. The buy point is 44.65. It's now at 44.39. It basically is at the buy point, but I'm going to put here DT buy point is equal to, and that's going to be this is a consolidation base, 44.65. This is a consolidation base. It's not the best of bases, but it's still pretty good, and that's a definite buy point. 44.65. We're right below it at 44.29. So we're basically almost in the buy zone right now. We're very, very close. So thank you for that that question. That's a good company too. Boy, we've had some really good companies that people have been showing here. What about Apple? Well, Apple, I do think may pull back a little bit more. I did put my toe in the water on the small portfolio with Apple, but it's just been really powerful. It looks as if it's seeing some resistance at about the 130 range right now. It seems like it's having trouble moving through that. As you know, this is a split adjusted chart, but it's got a 96 relative strength, which is phenomenal. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Let's see how it traded into the close. It did lose a little bit of steam at the close. There was a lot of selling, but there's day traders in this. Okay, there's a lot more day traders in this than there is in Tesla. Let's just compare that to Tesla to see kind of how it's being day traded. Yeah. Here's the thing. I do believe that there's going to be a pullback in a little bit in Apple based on this. It just doesn't seem like there's any weakness in this chart on Tesla. There wasn't any pullback at the close. As a matter of fact, there was buying, and that's very, very unusual. So I do think that even if the market is down tomorrow, we may see another up day on Tesla. It's likely to pull back a little bit at open, but boy, I can't really judge it. I think we're going to see another update on Tesla, which is incredible. The pullback on Tesla, I had to go in and start buying this almost immediately, which kind of surprised me, the strength. I was literally, in 45 minutes, I had to go in and buy 3 positions on this, on Tesla. When it pulled back momentarily to 455, but then it just moved up. So, wow, it's something's got to give, but at least right now there's money to be made. So there you go. SPXL. Let's take a look at SPXL on there to see what we're doing there. Okay, this is the 5. Okay, this is a sort of a dangerous one right now. I want to show you the 5-minute chart on this one because I think that we're looking at potentially a problem coming up here. There was a lot of selling right at the end of the day. I think that people are looking for a reversal when it opens tomorrow. I definitely see that. I think there may be a reversal on Apple. I don't think so. I don't think that Tesla's going to pull back that much, but it looks like is showing that might be the case. Very, very hard to say from this, but let's look at the daily chart on this just to see. Yeah, there's a little bit of pullback from the 60-day from the 60 level. It's way above. It looks as if there's a little bit of weakness here on this. I think you're going to see a pullback on this one tomorrow. I think you're going to see a pullback on this based on this chart. But who could say? It's really tough with these 3 X's because they magnify everything so much. It's just interesting. Facebook. Well, I'm in Facebook on the small portfolio. And I've done pretty well on it. I do think, though, that it's going to see some. If Microsoft acquires TikTok, then then I think they will see some pressure. But it's traded down a little bit at the end of the day. Let's see how it traded down. This is the 5-minute chart, so it looks as if it's just slightly down off the 294 level. So, but it's still pretty strong. I mean, the last few, last few sessions. I want to look at the last few daily sessions have been up for it. It looks like it's in a little bit of a consolidation now, but Facebook has been strong too. I mean, look at that. It's right under this 300 level at 293.20. So very, very, very strong. Most of the buying though was last week. And there's been some selling today, but this is still, this is a consolidation base, and it's too short of a period of time for that really to mean anything in terms of a buy point. I mean, we're just right now into potential consolidation. I do think this is probably going to consolidate possibly for another week or two, but who knows in this market. I do see sort of the beginning of a consolidation at this level, though. So I don't know if the steam has gone out of Facebook. I don't think it has. I just think it's going to be in a consolidating pattern for a while. So that's kind of that's kind of the story on that one. Okay, so. All right, FMCI. FMCI, that's interesting. FMCI, okay. FMCI, is that right? Okay. Wow, this is sort of an interesting stock. Look at the buy point on this one. Yeah, it's below its buy point. Buy point's $20 on this one, and it's below that right now. Not a buy right now. It's pulled off. The last time it was really buyable was, it's got a cup, but yeah, this is a really tough one to buy. I would wait until it pulls back to the 50-day moving average at about $16. It's only it's 17.22. It's down 14 cents today. It's a blank check company to acquire, merge with one. Okay, this is a SPAC. Here's the thing about SPACs. I will be honest. I am not an expert on SPACs. Utz, the 99. I think it's a 90-year-old pretzel company. I love their stuff, by the way. They were a private company for many years. They just merged with a SPAC, and they're not going to be listed. So this is a very, very popular way to get listed and, kind of up and running really quick on the exchange to take advantage of the market right now. And but the problem is I just don't know what the SPAC is going to invest in. So if I knew something, okay, no, it says it's creating a new company called Tattoo Chef Incorporated. I have no idea what this company does. I have to get more information on this, but it is currently off of its buy point. Buy point is 20 on this. It's currently 17.22. So that's where that one is at. Okay, so let's see if questions on this. I thought Tesla was going to go buy point on SHLL. All right, let's look at SHLL, and we shall see. SHLL. Okay, this is another blank check company. Boy, there is a buy point on this one at 34.67. Again, I just don't know what they're going to be acquiring. I think this is the one that did the acquisition of Nikola. But the problem that I see with Nikola, if this is the one I think it is, Nikola basically doesn't have a product. So I don't know. The SPACs are very hard for me to judge because I just don't know what they're buying. So that's my main problem with the SPACs. That's the main problem with the SPACs. But people have made money on them. So who am I to say? Okay, so I went through the buy point there. Okay, Novamax. Okay, Novamax is obviously a biotech, and the problem with the biotechs, here I am saying the problem, you can do very well in the biotechs, but you got to be careful with the biotechs because biotechs typically don't have a lot of income, and then they make a drug and it goes well. Now, it's fallen below, and let me just show you this really quickly. It's fallen below the 50-day moving average. It looks like it's moving up. You might be able to buy this on the rebound. If you're really interested in the stock, it does look like, I'd like to see a little bit more volume, but it does look like it's going to move up from here. No question. It looks like it dropped below the 50-day moving average, and it looks like it's now getting support. So it looks like it's probably going to move up, probably into the 140, 145 range. That's what I'm seeing on this one. So this might be a very good buy if you're into this stock. I can't really recommend it because I don't know all that much about it, but it looks as if they are coming up on earnings. Let's see, when is earnings on this one? Earnings, so they've been through your earnings, so that's good. They're through earnings already, so there's a very good chance that that this one will move higher, actually, based on this chart pattern. So put this one down, MVAX. So I'm going to put this down to NVAX, and this is an alternative area that you can be in besides the techs, because the techs just have gotten so much power. So there you go. Okay, the question, Facebook acquiring TikTok would be pretty. I would agree with you. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't think it's going to happen because I think of antitrust. But what do I know? I'm not an antitrust lawyer. Though I did go to school. Though I played one in. No, I didn't play one on TV. I wanted to say that. I always like to say that. Okay. So, wait a minute. My link to my small portfolio doesn't work. Okay. Raphael, just send me an email at dallastradingfloor.com, and then I will send you another link for the small portfolio when I get off here. So, thank you for that, bringing that up. I appreciate it. The technical, we're trying to upgrade our website so that you can see that. So that's very important. So if you could send me, Raphael, let me just write down your name so that I can hopefully get it out to you. But if you could send a email to ask a question, that would be super. Just www.dallastradingfloor and then ask a question. If you could just put that in there, that'd be really great. I'll send you an email right away, and thank you. That helps me a lot. Thank you for that. Talking to thoughts on O. Okay, interesting. Let's look at O. All right, realty. Oh, no. You don't want to be in this sector. It's a REIT that requires retail properties leased to regional national chain operators. Here's the problem with retail real estate right now. General Growth Properties, which was one of the biggest mall operators in the world, went bankrupt, I think, a year or two ago. I can't remember. But here's the thing about this sector. I think this is a dangerous sector. I think that the COVID thing has changed the way retail works probably for a while, and retail just isn't the place to be right now. I don't think you want this, even though it's a quote-unquote income trust. You got to look at the quality of the income, and I just don't think it's there. I just would not recommend this, even though this is an improving chart. It's still not a great chart, though. It's in a downward trend, but I just would not recommend this one. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work for me on this one. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work. I think you got to be very, very careful. Okay. Did you calculate the buy for and when I should sell it? I mean, from the buy point you said last week. Okay. Let's take a look. AKAM. Let's look at that again. See if I can give you a sell point on that. AKAM. Okay. So basically, yeah, our pivot on this one. Let's go with the daily chart. There we go. Okay, it's going to give us that. The buy point on this 115.86. It's 118.16. So it's only up about. I'll give this one a little bit more time. I think it's going to move higher. At least that's what I'm seeing on this. It looks like it is breaking. It's not breaking out, but it looks like it may break out very, very soon. So the sell point on this one, if you're interested to where to take profits, is going to be a bit higher than that. It's going to be at about the 140 level. I don't think we're anywhere close to that, but I do think this will move higher. Akamai is a good product, is a good company. It's an older company, but it is very important in the Internet of Things, and I think I think you're going to see some very nice movement on in the next few weeks, because we are coming into where the 5G network is going to be powered up really with the new Apple iPhone. I think this stock will do very, very well. And we're not, it's not ready, but we're at a buy point about 115 is the buy point on Akamai. So that's what I have on Akamai. Barrick. What time does the stock market close? Well, it depends on which stock market you're talking about, but the stock market closes in the New York Exchange at 4:30 on 4:30 on Eastern time. We broadcast in Central Time, so from 2:30 to 3:30 Central Time. So the market closes at 3:30 Central Time, 4:30 Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time in New York. So that's when it does close. That's a great question, by the way. Is Salesforce going to continue to push to new highs? Well, it might. I mean, it was, Salesforce CRM is now a component of the Dow. It's not going to create a whole lot of buying because the diamond, which covers the ETF that covers the Dow, is much smaller than the QQQ or the Spider, but it's still significant. And look at that. Wow. It's just showing a lot of strength. I think it might. I mean, it's a great company, and they have a tremendous customer base, and that's what counts. So it definitely well could. It didn't really have a great pattern, but when it went into the Dow, that was enough, and the relative strength shot up. There's just a lot of buying. It may consolidate and hang around at this level for a while, but I think this is probably going up. That's my look. That's my take on it based on this chart. It's an extremely good chart, and it's an extremely good company. Mark Benioff has been extremely successful. So, it's one of those things. It could be pushing to very, very new highs. You are correct. It is 4:00 Eastern Standard. You're right. What am I thinking? It's 3:00 our time, because halfway through the show it closes. I just forget that. You're absolutely right. Thank you for correcting me on that. So appreciate it. Is everyone on Tesla speak will drop? It might. I mean, we could see Tesla, back off significantly. Absolutely, we can. So, that's what we can do. Oh, by the way, for everybody out there, on YouTube, we are broadcasting the charts. I am showing them basically through my system here, and there you go. You can see that as it comes up. This is the chart that I'm using. And by the way, for everybody out there, I'm using MarketSmith, which is professional grade software for the securities industry. It's very, very good software. It's from IBD, Investment Business Daily. So very, very good. It's what I use. It's professional grade, but even their regular package, the IBD, and I don't get paid anything to promote them, is excellent as well. So we're almost at the last of time. So I'm going to quickly show you my my small portfolio here, if I can get it up. I'm going to show you that really quickly to show you. Well, I guess I'm not going to show it to you. So let's see if I can pull it back here and see that on. I guess I can as well. So okay, so we're back here. Oh, well, it's not working for me. So I was going to show you the small portfolio, but unfortunately we have to wait until the next time for that. When I get things, when I think just for everybody out there, if you want a link to the small portfolio, it's super easy. All you have to do is go to www.dallastradingfloor.com and need your first and last name and your email address. And of course, it's all free, and you'll get a link to it. Also, sign up for Action Trade Alerts at www.dallastradingfloor. And that's a great thing too. And if you're on TikTok, super easy. All you do is you just go to my profile, hit on the link, and their link will direct you right to the subscription page for the free Action Trade Alert. So I hope to see you tomorrow. I'm going to be on tomorrow at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. And I hope to see you all, and happy trading. And until then, if you're interested in the Action Trade Alerts, www.dallastradingfloor.com, and we'll get you right on the list to make that happen. So thanks again, and I will see you tomorrow.